Russia. Peace with Russia.
Build the peace bridge. Build the peace bridge. End Ukraine war. End Ukraine war.
We are promoting peace, no war with Ukraine. And you can see the skyline of downtown LA and the famous Echo Park fountain there.
Out here in Boston today, we're here because last night the world breathed a sigh of relief. Our leaders have been hurtling towards the edge of the nuclear cliff, moving the world closer and closer to nuclear war. And although Trump has done many things that are absolutely horrible, last night he did something that was great.
Out here to support the peace summit between President Trump and President Putin, and to thank Tulsi Gabbard for making it possible.
That we are in extreme historic times right now. President Trump is currently in the great state of Alaska, attempting to make peace between the United States and Russia.
If what's happening today in Alaska will get us closer to peace, that's what we want. That's what we want.
Yesterday's meeting between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin was a major step in the right direction. We need more dialogue, more engagement to come to the end of this war.
Hey, we're here in Portland, Oregon. CPI is on the streets of Portland, Oregon. We want to say that we support the peace deal being made between Trump and Putin in Alaska.
Hi guys, we're here at Liberty Station in San Diego. Liberty Station used to be a base that was purpose for training Marines and U.S. sailors during World War II. I thought it'd be pretty symbolic to come here, seeing as how, you know, the U.S. and Russia, they worked together in order to defeat Nazi Germany during World War II. I think this is also a beautiful spot to do this kind of activity in general.
Peace with Russia. Peace with Russia. Build the peace bridge. Build the peace bridge. Build the peace bridge. End the war. End the war.
Something amazing happened yesterday. I don't care how you feel about Trump, but this act of peace, and the fact that our president had the patience to go over there in Alaska. Putin came to our country just yesterday and they made a lot of progress. And so we were out here because we want to put more support for this kind of effort. I have 3 children, and I want my children to grow up in a world of peace.
By declassifying the proof that Russiagate was a lie, there wasn't a plot against Trump, there was a plot against peace. It was a plot by James Clapper and John Brennan and Hillary Clinton to prevent an alliance between Russia and the United States. And now Tulsi Gabbard has blown the Russiagate lie wide open and given the President of the United States the freedom to make peace again. This is part of a worldwide day of action called by Caleb Blaufman and the Center for Political Innovation. Rallies like this are happening all over the United States and even on other continents.
We support peace talks and Ukraine war. 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 Now you'll notice that we have signs here for Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is the Director of National Intelligence, and she is the one who is really responsible for the fact that there are peace negotiations taking place. She revealed that Russiagate was a complete hoax and that there was no Russian interference in the 2016 elections. And with her revelations, she made it possible for President Trump and President Putin to sit down. We really appreciate what Tulsi Gabbard has done. Thank you, Tulsi. Thank you, Tulsi Gabbard. Thank you, Tulsi. Thank you, Tulsi.
Thank you, Tulsi.
Thank you, Tulsi. Thank you, Tulsi.
Russiagate was a big attack on peace, a big attack on the American people. And now that that's out of the way, thanks to Tulsi Gabbard, thanks to the journalism of Aaron Monte and others, Trump, you have the green light to make peace in Alaska with Russia. So let's get the job done because we have a lot of work to do. We have a new nuclear treaty to negotiate. The START treaty is running out.
And the opening that was created for that was made by somebody by the name of Tulsi Gabbard. We'd like to thank Tulsi Gabbard for allowing that to happen, because she revealed that Russiagate was an absolute hoax. And it was a complete lie. The fact of the matter is Russia did not interfere with our elections. In fact, they withheld plenty of information that they had on the Clinton administration, on the Clintons, etc., because they thought that she would actually win the election. It was a complete hoax.
The work she's been doing and continues to do, exposing Obama, Clinton, and others, has made repairing relations with Russia possible. She has shown Russiagate to be a hoax. She has shown they knew what they were doing. Obama rejected intelligence reports saying Russia was not interfering in our elections.
Tulsi has set us free to stop the march towards World War III. Tulsi G has set us free to stop the march towards World War III. Thank you, Tulsi. You have freed President Trump and given him the courage and the ability to finally have the meeting with President Putin that he should have had 8 years ago.
Have a moment of reflection that I call a prayer. Pray for peace. And as my faith is Christian faith, so I would like to do the prayer in my faith tradition.
This is our city, our beloved New York, and we say finally it's time for peace in America. Our hard-earned tax dollars should no longer be going to a foreign Eastern European country that has chosen the path of destruction in needless war.
We support peace talks with Russia. No more Ukrainian and Russian death. We support peace talks in Alaska. We need to end the war with Ukraine and stop all the killing and stop funding the wars now. We support the peace talks with Putin today, now.
Had it not been for horrible leadership that egged on this war, never needed to happen. It needs to end now rather than later.
Talking peace talks with Putin is big victory for us. Russia isn't the enemy. And we are celebrating Trump is the right thing by talking with Putin. This is the right path to peace. Putin is not the enemy. NATO is the enemy. NATO is the enemy here. Trump is not the enemy. It's NATO and the globalists and the imperialists. It's the people who want to start sending our children to a war that's not ours.
We just want to stop the lies and the killing and the funding for the...
Yeah, how about not taking money from more profiteers, companies like Raytheon, Adam Schiff?
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking liar. I don't want to hear it. Adam Schiff is the #1 guy responsible for, besides Hillary Clinton, promoting war with Russia. He's not our friend.
A peace deal to make, so let's get it done. Trump, you have the support of regular Americans. Regular Americans want this war to end. We want the killing to stop. So you have the green light. Make a peace deal.
Russia did not start this war. It was in 2014 when Victoria Nuland and other nefarious actors in the Obama administration overthrew the Ukrainian government and installed a fanatically anti-Russian government that bombed and destroyed the people of the eastern regions in Donetsk and Luhansk. It bombed them for 8 years. And there's a monument in Donetsk to all the children that have been killed by the Ukrainian nationalists, and it was Russia that put a stop to that. And we are so glad that instead of pursuing death and destruction, we can finally open the door to peace.
Been sleepwalking Americans into war. Sweet lies about how war will solve all our problems while we degrade our own economy. We get poorer and indebted with expensive housing, cheap, crappy infrastructure that's breaking. What the hell kind of economy is this? What are we living for? I'm sick of my tax dollars going to endless wars. Alright? The whole country is sick of it. Pissed off. I'm showing some emotion because I'm speaking for a silent majority that I never see on the news. For some reason.
Countries are trading with each other and doing business. They're not going to go to war with each other. And that's why that Bering Sea tunnel that Donald Trump is talking about with President Putin, that could be the road to a whole new world. It's pivoting the United States away from the NATO countries and closer to the explosion of growth that is happening in Eurasia right now, in the Russian Far East. Every year in Russia, they have the Vladivostok Economic Forum. So many people in Siberia are being lifted out of poverty, and America can be part of that. American companies can make money from it.
Whether you like it or not, Russia is our neighbor. Alaska pretty much is only like 50 miles away from Russia. And something I learned after living in Harlem for a year and a half, and people do get shot out there. If you don't want to get shot, then you don't piss off your neighbor. And Russia is our neighbor.
We're not protesting that today. Here we are protesting for an end. Supporting, actually, not really protesting. I don't want to use that word. More so demonstrating in support of an end to the Ukraine conflict. And that's what we're trying to do here at Liberty Station. I'm going to be walking down to the waterfront and then going further into Seaport Village, perhaps going deeper into downtown San Diego as well. But we're going to see what kind of reactions we got. So far, it's been fairly positive.
We are here in Minneapolis to support the peace talks and end the Ukraine war. We want money for schools and jobs and healthcare, not for arming Nazis in Ukraine. America first, not Ukraine first. America first, not Israel first. We want our tax dollars to go for our country. We have infrastructure that needs to be built. Our bridges are falling apart. Our roads are falling apart. Let's spend that money and put Americans to work to rebuild the country.
With Russia, we need peace talks with Russia. No war with China. We need peace in everywhere. This is a global action. This needs to be talked. I know the media does not talk about this, and this is an important issue. They're going to say how could he talk to Putin? Oh my God, Putin, so scared. No, it's NATO that's the problem. NATO is the problem, not Putin. It's a joke. We are here to say that we do not want a World War III, and we agree with this peace talk between Trump and Putin. This is something that needs to happen. This is telling me that there is a chance for America, a new America, to work with BRICS. This is a chance for us. This is a chance for the American working class people. We need to pay attention to this. This is more important than the other media stuff and your hip hop and your other music. This is what you guys need to pay attention to. The working class families in America are failing. Meanwhile, other countries are thriving because they're pulling away from NATO and they're paying their tax dollars in their country. Meanwhile, in Chicago, our infrastructure is failing. This is why we need a government of action that fights for working families. We need a government of action that fights for working families. So this is why we're here, because this is important. None of that hip hop, none of that other stuff that you hear about, the ice fights and all of that trash, that's not important. This is important. This is what you guys need to pay attention on and keep your eyes peeled, because this is going to affect your livelihood. I know you guys seem like whatever, but it is something important. It affects your tax dollars. It affects everything you do in this country. And I know you guys don't care, you guys on the phone, everything, on Instagram, but this is something that we're out here fighting for. We need a government of action that fights for working families. We need a government of action that fights for working families. And this is what the Center for Political Innovation is here for. This is for the working families of America that never had a chance. This is for us now. So we're doing this for you guys. This is for the American tax-paying person, civilian. This is for you guys. We are fighting for the American people, the working class people. No more wars. End the wars. We can't afford the wars anyway, so why are we getting involved with that? Tell Ukraine to fix that. That's your problem, not ours. Russia is not our enemy. Russia is not our enemy. Russia is not our enemy. Russia is not our enemy.